Well, good morning, students. This is Professor DeChico, and I wanted to talk to you if you're thinking of registering for employee recruitment, selection, and retention. Um, Employer recruitment, selection, and retention is a course I actually wrote myself for this certificate program in HR, but we wanted to add this particular course to the certificate program because, and this is the HR certificate program. As I said, we wanted to add this course to the program because one of the important things is hiring an employee. You go through all the trouble of doing the recruiting, the selection process, and you get them in the door, and all of a sudden, the same person that we interviewed for doesn't work out. And is it always the employee's fault that they're not working out? Is it what we promised them when we hired them different than what they're actually going to be doing at their jobs? So I really wanted to focus on not just the hiring aspect, but also what do we do to challenge our employees? And that's really important. Is there a future for them in the company that we hire for? Now, not relevant to the size of the company, but think of when you go into a job, you're looking for specific opportunities that you have in that company. You're looking for empowerment to do things that are just beyond the paycheck. I get it. Some people need to have money. They need to take on a job. They don't have much of a choice. They got to pay their bills. And I get that. But if we're talking about a career, if we're talking about going through all the trouble of hiring someone that we think is going to make a difference in our company, we're not going to give somebody a paycheck just because they exist in the company. We want to give them challenging work. We want them to be empowered to do a lot of things that are going to help grow the company. We want to make them familiar with the strategic plan. So, what I did is I picked this book called Strategic Staffing. And obviously, this is a hybrid course, meaning that we can either meet every other week or once a week for a couple of hours. Um, I really uh, have thought it through. And what I think is in a course like this, we can meet every other week and we can do a lot of the deliverables for our tests and stuff online, along with lesson plans. Right now, I'm teaching almost 30 students in an accelerated intercession course, fully online. So I can give you the deliverables, the bells and the whistles that you need in order to get through in the off weeks, but not make it so unbearable. It's very, very doable. So in this particular book, as I said, we have discussions, we have case studies, we have different companies that we can look at, like MITRE Corporation, Black Hill Corporation. What did they do to retain their employees? Okay, um, so every part of this book that I've picked has a different challenge in it. It talks about looking at the firm's specific organizational structure, their culture. Culture has a lot to do with retaining employees. What type of an environment are they in? So, if you like this type of orientation, this is the way I teach it. So, I am going to give this, I'm making this into a YouTube video on this webcam, which there'll be several in the course, like this, where I'm talking to you and We're answering threaded discussions asynchronously. Um, so I'm going to give this to our academic advisors and putting it in the form of a YouTube video. And it's about, this is, let me see, I'm looking at it now. It's a little more than 5 minutes long. They can go through it with you, send you the link, and you can see what this course is about. And it starts, wow, today is already the 17th of January. And we are starting, I believe, wow, the 22nd? Yes, we're starting on the 22nd. So I'm looking forward to seeing you, Professor DeChico.